Oh man, I should really should really know what I'm saying before I turn on this camera. Hey guys, welcome back. So today I will be talking about goals. My first tip for achieving and setting those goals is prioritization. There's this thing in sort of like the personal development, self-help community that is passed around a lot. It's a saying. It's basically the concept of changing things from I don't have time to it's not a priority. So you could say, oh, I don't have time to do the dishes, or I don't have time to, do any other chore that you're putting off. And you have to say to yourself, oh, well, I had this time to watch TV. I had this time to browse through emails mindlessly. And that's not to punish yourself for taking that time off. It's just to reevaluate and say, hey, what's important and why am I not getting important things done? Always think about when you're considering your goals to say, is this a priority? And then prioritize your goals as you write out your to-do list. My second tip is to make sure that it's realistic. I was listening to this podcast by a guy named Hal Elrod, more on him later, and basically the whole premise of it was, are your goals too big? And I'll link to that podcast down in the description box below. But basically what he was saying is, if your goal is to make $1 million this year, but last year you made $40,000, it's probably not the most realistic goal, and you haven't shown that you can take those steps to achieve that goal. So a more realistic goal would be something like, if you made $40,000, maybe try $41,000 or $45,000 or $50,000, depending on what you do or your means, yada, yada, yada. Or that could be applied to other goals as well, but I think they say it a lot better in the podcast. So once again, I'll link that down below. And number 3 is something that I find really helpful, is making sure that your goals are specific. So let's say if you have a goal of losing weight, that's pretty vague, and it's a lot of factors and a lot of things to consider. So maybe instead of losing weight, you could break it down into smaller goals, like I am going to do 25 push-ups by the end of the week, or I will go to the gym twice a week or 3 times, so on and so forth. Just so you can have small manageable goals so that you can achieve those goals. Now, you don't want to make goals that are so easy for yourself that you just get that high of achieving goals and you never have to deal with the hard stuff. That's not what this is about. It's not what personal development is all about. It's about doing things that kind of scare you a little bit. I know I talked in the first video of the best fear is the one that is faced, and even though I got to that conclusion in a very roundabout sort of way, it's true. It's true. I mean, granted, there are a lot of things that you should probably be afraid of, like falling off of buildings or bears. But as far as, starting a YouTube channel or putting out a song that you've written, or I don't know, sending something to your publisher if you have a publisher. I don't have a publisher. Point is, the things that are worth it in life should scare you just a little bit, Which brings me into 2017 goals. Ta-da-da! When I was making these goals, I started on the first and I listed all the goals that I had from last year, and I crossed off the ones that I completed, and then Others that I didn't complete, I listed out, well, hey, why didn't these work? And it could be that it was unrealistic for my workload, or I didn't make it a priority. As I spoke earlier, for the most part, you have time. It's just not a priority. And I was mentioning yesterday that you and I have the same amount of time as Beyonce, so we need to make it count. The first category is personal goals. So my first personal goal is to hit a goal weight of 130 pounds or a comparable body goal. I am not trying to just hit a certain number and be obsessed with hitting that certain number. I really want to do what's best for my body. But it seems like 130 pounds would be a pretty ideal weight for someone of my height and my age. I also have a goal of being 60 days porn free, and I didn't want to talk about this for the longest time because it's just got that whole added stigma to it. But if I can tell one girl that she's not weird or creepy or broken for being addicted to pornography, then I've done my job. A third personal goal of mine is to have a book of accomplishments. Basically, writing down every day what I've accomplished or something I've done that day, whether it be making a YouTube video or getting out of bed or brushing my teeth, because some days those are hard. And then I have another category. It's family, friends, and relationship goals. So I am in college right now. I am living very, very far away from my family, and that is rough. And I don't actually have a lot of friends here because my closest friends all live elsewhere. That's my first goal, to find a group of good friends. I'm transferring to another university for the fall semester, so I'm hoping that God will smile down on me and give me some friends who can, handle this. I also have a goal to call my immediate family at least once a week. Another goal of mine that's really important to me that I have not been keeping up with is to stay off my phone when talking to people, except when looking something up. I'm really trying to cultivate a mindful presence, and I'm trying to be present in whatever I'm doing. I personally have a problem with being on my phone. Last night I was talking to my boyfriend, and he was like, well, why is your phone never charged? And I'm like, because I never have any time to charge it. And he said, well, don't you have an hour where you're not on your phone? And I said, no. That was really terrible to hear myself say. The third category is heart and spirit goals. And so the first one is regular church service viewing at least once a week. A second goal in there is a gratitude book, just being grateful every day for what I have and what God has given me. And then the fourth category is financial goals. I have a goal to save up enough money to start looking at cars. My car is great, but she's not as young as she used to be. And I also budget for everything. So my second goal is to budget review once a week, and I have completed that. That was at the end of March that was accomplished. And then the last one, work, career, and study goals. So my first goal in that was post one YouTube video a month. So I have spearheaded that to post one YouTube video a day for a month. Aim to have higher than a 3.6 GPA. I also have a goal to finish my next EP. As you may or may not know, I am a musician. So those are my goals. Why don't you tell me about your goals in the comment section below? I will have all of the pertinent links and all that jazz down in the description box. If you want to check out my music channel it will be right there. If you want to check out my other videos, those will be right there. And if you want to subscribe, that will be right there. Thank you so much for watching. Like and subscribe if you feel so inclined. And it's completely free. It just lets you know that I posted a new video. And you can click on the bell to be notified. You'll get a notification on your phone that I posted a new video. And I appreciate you so much. Thank you and have a great day. Bye.